All right. 1 minute. Okay. Just had to blow my nose real quick and thought you didn't want to hear that. All right. Hello, anyone that's there. So far, it looks like I got 0 people in here. I don't know why. I'm sure that is just the YouTube's not telling me the accurate number. Chainsaw Reacts is here, and he asks, is this the endless multiverse? I've never heard of that, sir. I do not know what that could be. It sounds like something that I would find on like the TikToks or something. We do not condone endless multiverses here, because then you'll never know where they end. And we would need an end to the endless multiverse, something like an ended multiverse, to wrap up the endless multiverse. How you doing, man? Hello, Eddie. Hello, Kata. Hello, Cal. Hello, anyone else that's just slipping in here that I have yet to see show up. So this has been an interesting week, eh? All right, so I just realized Chainsaw's message is still on the screen. I am a professional, I swear. That's why I'm paid the big bucks. All right, so we had 3 shows this week. We had the much talked about and anticipated and loved episode of The Flash. After 2 weeks off since the tire fire that they put out before, we had an episode of Gotham Knights, which has held its own. I'm here surprised as you guys are. And Superman and Lois, which is still just hitting it out of the park. Yeah, I talked a bit about this on Wednesday night, right after the Flash episode, when I was mentally drained by that episode. I've had a couple days to think about it. I've also had a couple days to apparently argue about it, even though I don't know why the hell I had to, but it is what it is. There's also been some like trash talk, like wannabe blog that made a like hit piece article about the episode because Nicole Maines was in it, and I am contemplating whether to get into an argument with them, but I probably won't, just because why give them attention? But some of you guys have probably seen it. But yeah, hello everyone. Hello Destroyer. Hello Lionel. Hello anyone else that has just got here now. All right, so which topic do we tackle first? You know what? I'll read through the chat first and see if there's anything there, and then we will see about that. Great timing because no Andy Chainsaw stream today. Yeah, I only found that out like 20 minutes ago. I actually was going to put off doing one until like 8 o'clock or 8:30, just so it didn't overlap with theirs. And then I found out there wasn't one, and I'm like, oh, I could have did this sooner. Multiverses are messy. They can be. They can be. There is a multiverse out there somewhere where there is no other multiverses. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Destroyer. Dang, I wish I could see Andy and CG talk about this wonderful Flash episode. Well, if Andy ever wakes up and drags his butt in here, he's welcome to come on and discuss the masterpiece that was as well. Same goes if Chainsaw's still around if he wants to, but people seem to be busy today. I don't know why. Didn't we talk about everything Wednesday? Maybe. We might have. I mean, we didn't talk about everything because at that time the episode was not ranked the number 5 worst episode of all time on IMDb, but we did talk about a lot. Good evening. We'll only be here for a little bit. Well, welcome anyways, Lionel, and hope you enjoy the time you are here. LOL on people saying it was review bombed. It legit was a bad episode. Right, exactly. I understand the thought process they're having. I do understand the thought process they're having because that does happen to content focused around trans characters content. There's no disputing it. I am even fully aware that when I look at the IMDb scores and I see that episode has 86 one-star ratings on it, most of those aren't legit. The thing is, what all their fans don't understand when they decided to get into this argument about it is IMDb doesn't just give everybody an equal rating. I don't know how many people know this, but IMDb has a weighted average. What that means is that you and you and you and you and you can all vote. You can all vote, same as me. And our scores do not have this same pull. I don't know how many ratings I've given over the years. Let me just see if I can find that answer real quick. My ratings. I have given ratings on 2004 movies and TV episodes. Because of that, my rating has more pull than if you opened your account today and that was the very first thing you rated. They also lower the value of ratings from people who only score things at 1s and 10s. So when everyone's complaining and they're like, "Oh wow, all of the review bombing," it's got like this much pull on that number, like this much. Like, let me pull this up for you and show you the actual scores on this episode. You know what? I'm going to refresh it in case the scores have changed. Let me just refresh it. 358, 407. Yeah, it's gone down even a little bit more now. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to have a little chat about this. Share screen. Yarg. All right. So here you see score of 5.1 now, which I think now makes it the 4th lowest. And it says it's got 407 people have rated it. That's kind of a low amount to be claiming that it's been review bombed. Now, there are 106 one-star ratings on it. If you look here, it has a small number down here. Unweighted is 5.5. If you look down the middle, you take away all the 10s, and you take away all the 1s, because those are clearly not real scores. They know that IMDb's metric knows these are not real scores. 80 to possibly as much as 100% of these 10s and these 1s thrown out the window, never even made it into their debate. They're pulling. Okay, let's say every vote is equal. Every vote is worth 100% of its value. The majority of these 10s and the majority of these 1s are being valued at like 10%. So these 106 one-star votes are really only like that. It probably would still be a 5.1 if none of these people voted. Maybe a 5.2. 5.2 would be like the max it would get. Take away all these 10s, same thing. So all these people that are like just losing their shit over the rating, because I got a lot of shit today from certain fandoms about having the audacity to point out that this season's had 2 of the bottom 5 all-time ranked episodes, and they're blaming it, on transphobe and sexism and racism and all their favorite catchwords. Numbers don't lie. Look at this. 5 is the average high score. The average score. 5, 6, 7 are the top 3 scores when you take out the bullshit scores. 5, 6, and 7. 8 and then 4 are about the same, and then 9 and 3 and 2 are about the same. So when you start to average out these scores, you get closer to a 5.1 rating. So that is the reality of the episode. It is not being review bombed. I mean, it is. 106 people have claimed it's a 1, but IMDb's score isn't changing because of these 1-star ratings. Now, if someone has like 7,000 reviews and their average score is like a 5.9, and their 10-star ratings is like less than 2%, and their 1-star ratings are like less than 2%, and they rated a 1, then the weighting of that one would be higher. But as a general rule, they are not. I hope some of you followed what I just said, because that was a lot to just like explain. Anybody lost on what I was trying to explain to them there? Let me see what the chat's been saying while I went over that. All right. Flash season 9, episode 7 on IMDb. Worst episode list is now show, I think, number 4 position. Yeah, it looks like it. That episode was like the lowest they could have done, but hopefully next week can turn it around. I saw the preview for next week, and I'm not impressed. I'm not inspired. I don't think it's going to be good. I didn't see a single. Let me watch it real quick, and I will tell you what I think. I remember watching it the other day, but I didn't pay attention to it the other day. I was so wiped out from that stupid episode. All right, I'm not even listening to it. I'm just watching it. Cool. I didn't see anything of the Flash in any of the trailer. Not a single millisecond of the Flash. I did see a lot of Grant and Candace, but nothing of the Flash. Now, if the episode was called The Barry Allen, cool. But this will be the 3rd episode in a row. There's no Flash, by the looks of it. Yeah. I understand they had to save money. I understand that. I've been telling you guys this for so long. I understand they have to save money. But that doesn't mean that you aren't going to still be bored by the episode, I understood. See, episode 6, 7, 8, I understood it. I'm like, I know there's going to be some money saving going on. They're going to need to make sure episodes 9 through 13 have some money to give. This has been rough though. Flash! Exclamation point. Okay. Episode 7 was the worst. It wasn't the worst, but it was not good. If I had to rate it, I think it'd probably be like my 7th or 8th worst episode of all time. What is the universe where Andy and Shane combine into Canada? I don't know. I do not know what universe that is. I do not know. I have way too many tabs open. Give me a second here. Can I delete some of these? Okay. All right. Where was I? Us Valentines on Twitter are just attacking people for their opinions. Well, that's their life's hobby. Like, I don't know how you become that stupid, but that is just what they do with their life. And when, again, I have to say this every fucking time because some dumb fuck West Allen fan's gonna think I mean all of them. I'm talking about the ones that are on Twitter raving day in and day out about every fucking micro thing that like that character or Candace has done in their story or life, and are ranting about anything in the world that isn't about Candace or Iris. Those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the one that just like is like, I really respect Iris as a character. I'm glad to see representation on the show. I, really think this. Great. They're not the ones making 72 hate posts a day. They're the ones that make 2 posts a month. They're like, Candace is cool. I really like her. Iris is cool. I really like her. And then they go on with their lives. They're fine. It's the one whose name is West Allen Defender 37. And they've got 7,800 tweets. And of those 7,800 of them are attacking somebody else. Those are the ones I have a problem with. That's the link to part 1 of TV Line's video interview with Grant. Huh? What are you talking about? What did I miss? Oh, I think I understand what you're saying, Lionel. Yeah, you messaged me about that. Isn't that what you're saying on Twitter? Okay. Well, I'm not going to watch it right now. I'll say this, and I could be wrong. I predict next week will probably be a questionable episode, but I think when episode 9 comes around, I think the remaining season will be and good. Yeah, well, that's the hope. Is episode 9 through 13 are going to be good because they've been saving all this money to make them good. Have I caught up on Mandalorian? Nope. Did you know about the transphobic article? Yes, I made a tweet about the wannabe blog that wrote it earlier. Yeah, I'm excited to see that nobody that I follows that company. Good to know I'm picking good people. Yeah. Hello, Laura. Welcome, and hello, Bobby. Sorry, I didn't see you slip in there. I don't know why there was less streamer. I don't know. Did you see a TV Line exclusive clip for this coming episode of Flash, episode 7? Episode 7 just went by. 7:13. I will get back there in a second. We have a couple of super chats to get to. Funko rating. You feel it should have less episode. Victor, can you give me a little more detail what you're asking? I mean, I get the Funko part, but everything else, I'm kind of not quite sure what you mean by you feel it should have less episode. Can you follow that up for me? And we have Scott here. Let's see. You said there were a lot of trailers at the Flash studio in the final days of filming, right? Could there be some surprise guest stars that we don't know about, like Cisco or Patty Spivot? No. I will tell you what I was told specifically by someone working on the show when I told them what I was hoping to see. Their exact words when I said, I wonder what other guest stars are coming in for the finale. They said, lower your expectations. I specifically told him, well, I'm really hoping that at least Carlos is back. And he doubled down on like, you should really lower your expectations. He's like, everybody you saw at the big set is probably the biggest names that are going to be in it. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And, it doesn't mean that nobody else is in it, but it does mean that those people. Hello, Andy. If you want to come in, speak up. It just means that those individuals are probably the most likely, most prominent people that are in it. There's no way that Patty is ever coming back in. They just there seems to be a divide between those two factions, and Cisco. I specifically brought up his name, and he doubled down on that comment. So yeah. Doesn't mean that there can't be somebody else, but I wouldn't expect anyone prominent. Okay. And let's see what Victor's follow-up for that was. Feel like it should have less episodes, Flash episode better quality. Do I think the episodes should be better? Yes, I do. I do think the episodes should be better.
Hello.
I think everything that went wrong in the last couple of weeks is all this guy's fault right there. That guy there.
Hi, my name is Greg Berlanti. Yeah, no, I know. I do that same mistake with Jordan every time.
Yes, I do it almost every time I need to point at something as well. So, Andrew.
Toronto Graph, what's up?
That's still part of Canada.
Oh shit! I fought.
You're like, I'm gonna play some 5D chess with him, and you lost.
More dimensional chess.
So, your 30-second or less opinion on the last episode of The Flash.
Way better than 906.
Wow.
Again, I mean, I was there's still some garbage in this episode. I really only watch for Nia and Iris together. I don't care about Keon and Mark. The only good thing about that bar scene is all the people who were at the bar like sub commentating on like, oh no, you did not just say that. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this right now. That has to be possibly the cringiest scene I've seen in Arrowverse history. I don't know what the writers were thinking. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if no one wrote anything and the people in the background were just told to ad-lib. Like, I don't know. But that had to be one of the cringiest. Like, I wanted to just curl up in a ball and pretend it didn't happen.
Where is that bar, by the way, in Vancouver?
Well, the original exterior was this place called, I don't remember what its final name was. It changed names a lot of times over the years. Back 40, it was called at the end. Okay. It was right across the street from the location they used for the exterior of Star Labs. But the interior, the first time they did a scene, I think they might have did part of the interior there the first time. Everything else after that was in studio.
Oh, okay. Oh,
but then they took like 2 or 3 exterior shots on some day of the studio or of the bar and just kept reusing them over and over again. And the bar is torn down now, so good thing that they're not coming back.
Yeah, no. Again, I really only watched episode 4, Nia and Iris. At this point, it's like I don't care for any other storyline. Like, I don't care. I care for anything with Chester because I actually do like Chester, but like I don't care about Allegra. I don't care about Cecile. I don't care about Mark. I don't care about caring about them. We don't have time. We don't have time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes left.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, CD, why didn't you take any photos for this episode? Like, what, do you hate Nicole? Why didn't you take any photos for this episode?
You know what blows my mind is there was an exterior scene at somewhere, and I don't know where that location is. I know SkyTrain goes by it. I saw the SkyTrain in the background. I'm like, where the fuck is this location? It's probably one of the spots on the Burnaby side near the studio because I don't know those stops very well. But I don't know it. and that drove me nuts. I was watching the scene. I did a live reaction. I'm like, I spent the entire scene staring at the location going, where is this? I didn't even pay attention to a word that might have been said in that scene.
There was a tunnel again. Was that the tunnel we were talking about last time? At the very start. Nia is in her costume, and there's a bunch of people.
I thought that was in like a hallway, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought that was the parking lot, the tunnel from they used it in the Arrow season 2 finale.
No, I thought that was like a hallway.
Let me see if I can get
shows how much attention I paid to this episode. I can't tell.
The Flash. Wildest Dreams.
Cool. I got an ad as soon as I like tried to watch it.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, Kiara is right. It was a warehouse. Never mind. I thought it was like it looked like she was out on the streets.
Yeah, this is definitely some type of something. Yeah, it's like a warehouse. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Let me just quickly catch up to chat. Will you tell me more about how Mark saved this episode for you?
When he took off his shirt.
Don't even get me started. For 10 seconds, I was like, what the hell? And when I realized it was a dream, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. For 10 seconds, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then when I realized it was a dream, I'm like, oh my God. Kata, I don't know what episode you watched, but The Flash was not in this week's episode. Or last week's. And looking at the promo for next week, not next week. Are you understanding a little bit about the behind the scenes of how this stuff works? Are you surprised at how little they've had the Flash on the Flash in the last couple of weeks and looking like it's going to be the same going into episode 8?
I hope David Zaza is enjoying all that money he's taking from them.
Yeah. I wonder what their full plans were if they just had a normal budget.
And the thing is, like, we know that they're not going to be able. Like, even if I ask Eric in my next interview with him about it, you know that he's not going to be able to.
Oh, of course, he'll never throw them under the bus because he'd like to work again.
He might also have like an NDA that says that he is not allowed to give out numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that are just like, you can never discuss this, you know.
Because what I'm just so annoyed with is, like, you know, again, like, people are gonna be like, oh my God, he hates Superman Lois. But it's like, I look at this week's episode, I'm like, they're getting so much more money. But it's like, Flash should not be having this problem in their final season. It's like, not even Arrow's final season had this much financial problems.
Arrow's final season was in a different era, though.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
One thing you got to think also on top of that is we're on Flash season 9. Every show's budget gets shorter and shorter every year, and Arrow didn't have to put money into things like CGI whooshing and like whatever else that goes on with the superheroes. So they didn't have the same amount of money that they would have to put out for that as the Flash does, right?
I will say this. So I actually want to pick your brain on this. There's been a lot of people saying that they couldn't, you know, they didn't have time for the Legends. You know, they said they didn't have time for Legends, but they had time to do this. Okay. You and I can absolutely understand that. When Eric says something like, we didn't have time for Legends, it's his polite way of also saying we couldn't afford 8 cast members.
Right? I said this to someone on Twitter yesterday or today. They were like, they could have put all of this into 2 Legends episodes to wrap that up. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, they could have done that, but you realize that means episode 9 to 13 are gonna their guest star list is gonna be like Fred from accounting. Like, that's where all the money would go. Like, if they do that, you're taking out more than half of the guest stars in those final 4 episodes. Don't forget, we have Stephen Amell, David Ramsey, Sandil Ramamurthy, Keenan Lonsdale, John Wesley Shipp, Michelle Harrison. I guess Patrick Sabongi counts too. Who's in the final? I forgot already. Teddy Sears, Tom Cavanaugh,
Matt Letcher,
Rick Cosnett, Matt Letcher, Jessica Parker Kennedy,
John Wesley Shipp.
I said him, yeah. So we have at least 12 returnees in the final 5 episodes. 4 episodes. You'd have to take like 5 of them out to do a Legends episode.
I think more. Because here's the thing.
Here's a couple of things. First of all, you wouldn't get every single Legend because at least 2 of them are actively working elsewhere right now. So they're a no-go. So you're probably really just looking at like Katie, Jess, Bayrod.
Jess is pregnant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently. Katie and Bayrod and I don't know. Kalash is working. Nick Zano's working. So like your Legends list is down to like 2 or 3 people. Olivia Swan, maybe? I don't know. Like, it's a pretty limited list. So
maybe Matt Ryan. Maybe Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah, Matt Ryan, right? Yeah.
Then also Donald Faison.
So like, even if you scrunch together like 4 of them, you're taking out 4 guest stars. Adam Seekman, yeah, I forgot about him. Thanks, Bobby. So yeah, there's like, you're talking about cutting down 4 of those guest stars in the final 4 episodes. Who do you take out? I don't know. But thanks for the super chat too, Bobby. Seeing Nicole in the suit was amazing. Yeah, that was one of the very few highlights of this episode. Was we got to see Dreamer in a Dreamer costume for like 2.5 minutes. I feel.
What do you feel, Cecile?
I'm sensing that you are no. I felt exhausted at the end of this episode, and I feel that it really like demotivated a lot of people to want to continue this season right now. The only people that watched this episode and seemed to like it were Nicole Maines fans and Candice Patton fans. And that's fine. You can be a fan of them, but looking at it objectively, you can't think this is a good episode. Like, doesn't matter if they're your favorite character or not. You can't think this is a good episode.
It depends on how you look at it. If I look at it as just a simple interlude episode, I would say, yeah, it's a very fun, watchable episode for just those 2, for just that storyline. But if, for example, if we said that as a good episode for the final season, probably not, because we're not progressing the arc of the next graphic novel. Which again, I get it. These interludes are not meant to set up a graphic novel, but
they should still have some connectivity to the final anything. Like this is the 6th to last episode, and nothing happened. Keone's powers came in at the end of the episode. 41.5 minutes was spent on nothing. And I mean sincerely nothing, because let's think about what the whole episode was about. It was about Nicole Maines as Dreamer exploring some problem she was having with her power on a show that's not the show she's originally on. In the final season of that show, where they have like 38 other stories they probably still have to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
They also sideline Iris's like story making business for this. You know what I meant to say. You're a story making person too. Journalism. Andy is a story maker, people.
On this episode of Canada,
Grant got to walk around in like a nice T-shirt, I guess. serving coffee with Chuck. You know, I mean, there was the jitters scene was cool, and seeing Nicole in her costume was cool. Everything else about this episode was exhausting, tiring, a waste of time, and not to mention, in the promo for this season, we see this mystery cloaked character. In the promo for the season, the selling point for this season is all these things. Oh, and this mystery cloaked character. The mystery cloaked character has 0 lines in the history of this show.
I mean, that marketing is supposed to get you intrigued.
Yeah, and what they did is they instead got everybody angry now. Like,
yeah,
everybody is just mocking that. You know,
here's what I will say about when it comes to because the reason because we we talked about it last time on the Flash podcast, and we pretty much we agreed that we only liked the Nia and Iris thing so much, and the thing was that for Iris, yeah, it didn't do much for the final big bad when it was done, but if you look at Iris' arc, we've seen that she's been like struggling by accepting this future, whatever, and so accepting like, do I deserve it?
Okay. I'm gonna cut you off here for a second. So someone asked me that, or didn't ask me, but they kind of tried to sales pitch that to me earlier today too, when I pointed out how bad the episode was rated. And they're like, "Oh, I did this thing and this thing," and they brought up this whole like Iris like being skeptical stuff. We saw that in episode 1 a little bit, and they never mentioned it again. This whole like building up to this whole reveal thing to be this thing where they fix Iris's like, no, there was no lead up to that. We had part of one episode dedicated to some of that. Name another episode where she had these like second thoughts about any of this.
Was there something in 902?
Huh?
Wasn't there something in 902?
If there was, it was probably like a follow-up comment on what we saw in 901, but it wasn't like a new thing.
I mean, either way, I'm like, I appreciate they at least like they wrapped it up so that we can go forward. So yeah, she could, The thing, I mean, here's the thing. If people like this story, I'm gonna let them like it. So I get it's just like for me, like
you're allowed to I watch things that I know are bad, but at least I know they're bad, but I still enjoy them. Because
this is what I will say.
Just have the reality of knowing it was bad.
I mean, I think bad is a strong word in this case because I will say this.
I don't think it is.
Okay. Last week, Bear and Iris were in 20 seconds of that episode. That's an unwatchable episode. I cannot watch it.
Yes, we can agree that's a worse episode than this one. We can agree on that, but that does not make this episode suddenly good because the episode before it was so bad.
Here's the thing. When it comes to interlude, I just accepted that. And when it comes to interlude, I just accepted that they're either going to be hits or misses. And about 20 minutes of this episode for me is worth watching. The rest of it is like I don't care for Keon. I don't care for Mark. I don't care about caring about them. So for me, like I am glad that because I love Nicole and I like she and Candace obviously had a lot of good time working together, and I thought Iris is moving forward at least a little bit. I think like once we get after next week's episode, which is as the best way I can put it is the next week's episode is the final interlude, like proper interlude. 909, think of 909 as this season's 815. It is sort of an interlude, but it's gonna kick off the final storyline in some capacity.
Right.
Because here's
the only problem the show has right now though is they're losing all their viewers because of these couple of episodes. 906 somehow, I don't know what sorcery they pulled off, was the highest viewed episode of this season. And then 907 was the lowest viewed episode of this season. This should tell you what people are thinking.
If it would have been up to me, I would have just done 10 episodes for the season, and that way we would.
Here's a big problem. Here's a huge problem. If you do 10 episodes a season, that means episodes 9 through 13, which would be episodes 6 through 10, are going to be a lot shittier because you don't have money to steal from other episodes.
Well, I mean. But would that be the way it would work though?
Yes, it's based per episode. You're given money, so you know what? If you want to answer Scott's question here, cool. Okay. I'll be a second. I'm going to grab my whiteboard here.
Okay. So Scott, so thank you so much for your super chat to the Canagraphs universe. How do you think they will explain Bart's absence? You think it will be weird not having him there? I really don't think Jordan wanted to come back, honestly. Do you think the final battle will be epic? Well, I think they will probably say something like Bart is probably busy in the future doing something. It's probably going to be weird not having him there, but but I don't think it's about that he didn't want to come back. I think it was because he was busy. Because when I talked to Eric last, I specifically asked him about will Bart be back, and he said that stay tuned. We have to check schedules and stuff like that. And so I don't think it's about just because we don't see a character not coming, but it doesn't mean that per automatic that they don't want to come back at all. It can literally be something as simple as schedule conflicts. I don't think we should always jump to the worst case. Jordan Fisher has never spoken bad about the show. He seems to always have enjoyed being on The Flash as Bart Allen. So I think it's people probably we're not having him there if he's not in it at all. And the final battle, I think will probably be epic. Yeah.
Yeah, as far as explaining Bart's absence, I think they'll just not really explain it. You might get one throwaway line, but they're just going to be like, yeah, he's not here. But will the final battle be epic? Better be. All right, so I'm going to do some mathing here. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use stupid numbers, ridiculously unrealistic numbers, just so it's easier to follow.
Let's see, I'm going to go look in the chat. Lionel Jacob says, regarding Legends, I'll be fine if it was being part of another comic miniseries like last year's Star Prime miniseries. Maybe let Eric Wells do his Blackest Night idea or Justice League idea.
Okay. This, I hope anyone ever watching ever again sees this. Do you see those numbers?
13 episodes, 100 per episode equals 1,300. 10 episodes, 100 per episode equals 1,000.
Right. Doing 10 episodes does not mean you get $1,300. It means you get $1,000 because they're giving you $100 an episode. That's not based off they don't just give you a pile of money and be like, make what you want out of this. Because if that was the case, they'd come back and be like, here's one episode for you. It cost us $1,300. They tell you how many episodes that you have to do for how much money you're getting. After that, it's up to you to decide. You can give $99.99 of that to one episode and 1 cent for the rest of the season. You can do that if you want. Probably shouldn't, but you can do that. So when you say a 10-episode season would have been better, what you're doing is giving them 3 less episodes to steal money from to make those final episodes better. So
I will say
13 episodes is better than 10.
Yeah, I will say that what I wish is that the plots would have been better in these interludes. If we had to had
Oh
interludes,
yeah.
so I will say that because I know that people will constantly accuse me of being a chill for the show, or kissing Eric's butt and so on. This was so funny. People think just because I don't respond that I don't know about these posts being out there.
Mm.
But like for example, if I'd been doing interludes, I would have done one with, for example, with Jay Garrick. Finally, explain a little bit more about his mythology in the show. He's a character we actually do love, unlike Mister Miss Cecile, Miss Allegra, Mr. Mark, and everything.
Thing with that though is his like salary is higher than the actress playing Becky Sharp. Like you're taking money.
Mm.
This is the fight I've had to have with people all the time when they're like, why didn't they just do this? I'm like, yeah, because it costs money. And the reason they're saving money is so that hopefully those last 4 or 5 episodes aren't gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's very hard to budget your show in a way where you can keep the least valuable episodes being entertaining. It is very hard, but it's not impossible. You want to know what I think would have been a better idea with Nicole and Iris as the leads, or Nicole and Candace as the leads would have been?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. They're both reporters. Why the fuck was there not a reporter-based storyline around these two?
I will say that would have been better, definitely. I'm not saying I
Uh-huh.
don't. I will say that I can say that I would have preferred that, but I can also still say that I enjoyed what we got this week. Like it's a matter of taste, and I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think that would have been a cooler storyline.
It would have made more sense too. Like this whole episode made no sense. Like it was just so weird, so disconnected. Nothing made sense, and it didn't lead anywhere valuable. No one at the end. Everything with Nicole Mean's character ends as soon as she leaves the show. Why build the character up? Why bring her in just to like give her an episode? Why? Why didn't you do that for the other 64 Arrowverse characters that are out there? Like, it makes no sense. And then to bring in like a random character that has no lines that we saw in the trailer and have them be literally nothing. They're literally nothing to anybody, including Nicole, is just the stupidest thing ever. I really wish the writers were required to have a brain scan before they go in the room, because I don't think any of them had one that day. I don't understand the episode. Like, that last episode was bad, but at least I kind of thought I understood what the hell they were trying to do. This is just stupid. It was a less bad episode than 6, but made less sense.
I think we would just agree to disagree on this one. I think.
We clearly agree to disagree on this.
Well, what we can agree on is that Coca-Cola is better than Pepsi.
Yeah, you're wrong again, but that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong constantly. Keone will sacrifice herself to defeat Cobalt Blue, or maybe sacrifice herself to give Barry the power to defeat him. She will play a major role. I mean, they're building her character up to be something. So I believe when she's... What's that?
Speaking of cringe dialogue in Mark's dream, because this is how childish Mark dreams of Keone. When we open to that she's used her power, and he's like, "You did it, Keone. You unlocked your power." Like, am I a superhero now? I'm like, stop it. I rolled down on the floor. I'm like, why?
What I found more weird, and it was about the point where I realized I don't think this is reality, was the way she was just like
touching him.
Well, not even that yet. Like her eye effing of him was just insane. Like she was looking at him like she was going to like devour him, and I was just like, teenage boys don't even look at girls like this, let alone a grown woman. Like, what was the director telling her to do at the time? Like, I don't understand.
Am I a superhero now? Am I a superhero now? I was like, please do not do this, Daniel Panabaker. This is not fair.
But yeah, I'm sure she will play a notable role since they've been working on building her up to being a hero. And we know. I mean, sorry, spoiler alerts for anyone that doesn't read my blog. We know that she's in the finale on the front line, so yeah. I think there'll be something for her.
I'm gonna go to your website every time now. I want to go to your website. There was one shot in particular I wanted to look at.
Is it Tyler's butt again?
I talked about the Flash finale. Let's see. I'm looking at a shot. I looked for a shot of Danielle Panabaker.
Okay. I'm just gonna scroll through some of the things while you're reading my blog.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, Destroyer. I know you're long gone, but bye. Barry, Iris, and Nia team up would have been cool. Yeah, sure. Well, literally anything outside of the storyline they came up with probably would have been cool, comparatively. I mean, I think a lot of people were still griped about the episode because it would have been low on, let's say, the Flash doing Flash things, but it would have been less bad than this one. Someone asked what you rated this episode out of 10. I didn't hear if you answered that, but
I would say probably like a week 7, and I think that everything that takes down this episode for me, it is Keon, it is Mark, and it's
You're really showing your West Allen lover like
I do, but I love Iris, and it's like it's gonna sound cringe for some people, but I don't care. For me, right now I'm in a very similar career path stage that Iris is. Because this is this is gonna sound ridiculous. I know it's gonna sound ridiculous. I love that I'm using CG stream as like a therapy session, but Flash has been like.
Wait till you see my bill for this.
You don't even offer fucking cookies or anything. You don't even. There's no couch.
They're in the mail. They're in the mail.
They're in the mail. Okay, for me, Flash it has been one of the biggest shows of my career. It's probably going to be the biggest show I ever cover. They got me on the map quite a lot. Again, I'll probably be known as the Flash guy for the rest of my life, which is perfectly fine. But it is, I'm, the Flash podcast, or the man who knows how to speak Eric Wallace or whatever. But yeah, for me, like I could relate to what Iris was going through, and I think there's a lot of people who could do that too. I know some of my co-hosts did it last night as well. And I think it's like, yeah, it's not just because I'm a West Allen. I do love Iris West as a separate character, and I love that this was she overcame her fear of accepting the future, and because she knows that I do deserve this because I've been writing to this whole time, and I agree with you, Scott Edwards. That's kind of why I don't actually watch Lois live right now, because I can't.
This is more than you bargained for in a TV show.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's not ironic, but it's like it's weird for me is that I don't have the only person in my life who's had. Wait, can I even let me just? Can I say this word on YouTube?
I don't see why not.
I mean, I don't want to get it demonetized, whatever.
My monetization is like 2% of what comes in. Super chats pay more of my bills than ad revenue.
Yeah, no. So I was gonna say, The only person in my life that has been affected by cancer directly was my old boss at my old daytime job. She sadly passed away in uh, in 2019 after a long battle with cancer. So, but like otherwise, I know there's other people out there that they lost parents who had cancer, and
Yeah.
I don't. Here's the thing. Oh God, this is gonna be controversial. I don't think what Suman Lois is doing is neither brave or bold. I think it is just a repeating. Oh, it's it's taking inspiration from the Flash season 3 of let's take our female lead and jeopardize her life. Because what did Flash season 3 do? And who was involved with that show as well? Mr. Todd Helbing, the man who told all y'all that that Superman Lois takes place on Earth Prime. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some cola. At least Cena can agree that regular sugar soda is better than zero. Because my God, it is. I'm
Yeah.
having the same problem, CG. I'll be right back.
You're trying to cut down to zero cola?
I mean, I'm a diabetic, so I have to kind of technically.
Fair enough. So
Um,
okay, let me ask you again differently. Are you still drinking sugar cola?
Not as often as I used to.
Okay.
This
See,
actually the
like
first
what
time.
I started doing, like when I first started, say this whole glass is cola, I'd put
Mhm.
like this much diet in it, and then the rest would be cola. And then I found out that I prefer the taste of zero more than diet, so then I replaced that. Then it came like that much. Now it's about that much is is Coke Zero, and the rest is Pepsi. So my goal eventually is to get it like there to there, but you've got to do it gradually, and you've got to like
That's actually
commit
smart.
to it for a few days. You got to commit to it for a few days because the first day or two when you start drinking something different, you're like, this just tastes weird. First time I tried it, I'm like, nope, I can't do that. I balked and went back to full glasses of Pepsi 3 or 4 times before I finally got past step one. So it is a process.
You know what has been easy though? When I drink Sprite Zero, that is super easy for me because there's like lemons taste now, so like, there's
Yeah.
something to replace it. But like I can't like Coke Zero is like I can't. It's so difficult. But I will be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. So everybody, we have Scott with the sickness storyline is unnecessary on Superman and Lois super chat. I can definitely understand that thought process. I'll wait until I see the whole story before I criticize it. I'm not one way or the other about it yet. Like, we're early on in it. This show has so far not missed very hard with anything. They maybe have had small misses, but they haven't missed with anything big. So I will give them time to show me what they've got for this.
I'm back.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Just trying to zoom through the chat and see what I may have missed.
I want to add this though. Even if I don't like the storyline, I do want to say that Bitsy deserves a freaking Emmy. I don't. If they screw her over this year, I'll be like, Emmy's like, okay, you just don't care for
Well,
CW.
she's not going to get an Emmy nomination. She's
I
just
know.
not.
But she is really good at this arc. It's I just because see, I almost called you Jordan, but see, like if this is the final season and this is the biggest story she ever gets on the show, can you imagine like, oh great, we had to spend however many episodes we are spending with this storyline.
Right. I mean, yeah, if this ends up being the end and this is her primary storyline in this season, that would be a huge miss for the show. I'm actually curious what the ratings were on those 2 episodes now. Do we remember what episode numbers those were?
Let me. I can look through Wikipedia in the meantime.
It probably was like the first couple of episodes because it's always like the start of the year that she's not in things because There was the one year where she did the play, and then
And
there
then
was
pregnant.
yeah.
Let's see, season 6. Um, um, it looks like
Yeah,
prom.
I can't figure it out just by looking at it.
I think it's
Sorry, what?
prom night and
Well, that makes sense because
prom.
wasn't that all about the kids?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then prom
Um,
again was the other one.
yeah. Man, those episodes were fun. Those were
They
some
they
fun
they both
episodes.
they both have 7.2 ratings. They're not that bad.
That was the beginning of the season. It was episode 5 and episode 6. Yeah, that
Okay.
adds up. Yes. But yeah, I know Bitch not gonna get a nomination, but I like it's like she's owning it. Like she's like that. As much as I hate the story, she is good.
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to catch up to the chat.
Sounds good.
There's a lot of comments, and half of them I can't like. I'd be here for 3 hours trying to catch up to them right now, so I'm just looking for ones that are like prominent. No, Scott, because why would they? They haven't wrapped up any other show. They didn't wrap up Batwoman, and they literally had the lead of the show on. They didn't wrap up anything for Supergirl. In fact, they made new storylines. Why would they wrap up a show that had its own chance to wrap up and chose not to?
Yeah. For all the faults I know that people give Eric Wallace, like at least he would never have done that to Legends, like just to push the network. Like, he would be like, he was trying to wrap everything up with season 8. Meanwhile, he and again, I'm not attacking her, but like she came out on Twitter herself and said, "Yeah, I'm the reason we ended on a bunch of cliffhangers."
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But Legends fans just seems to forget about it, don't they?
Yeah, there's a tunnel vision that happens with certain types of fandoms, and that happens to be one of those tunnel vision fandoms that they're just like, everyone's out to get us, Lionel, there's a difference here, though. That was also a different era that was done in. That was before CW and WB and all the other mergers that happened.
Exactly.
So they would have had a better budget than anybody has right now. Superman and Lois probably is close to the top in budget, and they probably still had less than what Supergirl did that season. Hi, Maya. I see you said hello 28 minutes ago. So hello.
Hello,
That's how far back I am in the chat. Do I know Nate Weir? Nope, never heard of him.
I think that's Nicole's boyfriend.
Oh, that makes sense considering who asked the question. Yeah, I saw this on their live stream, and I Ben is something.
But we love him. We love him.
Okay, I think. Didn't I hear you like replying to this? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought so. I thought I heard that.
But yeah, in all, like my opinion about the whole thing is that Flash doesn't owe Legends anything. They made their own bet. They can now lie in it.
Yeah. That'd be like, why didn't Supergirl wrap up Black Lightning? Like they don't. It's not their show, man.
Yeah. Why didn't the Flash wrap up Constantine after it got canceled by NBC after only one season? Like,
I can't believe the Flash hasn't devoted 3 episodes to Birds of Prey yet to wrap that up.
I can't believe that they haven't done a follow up to Green and the Canaries and Pink.
Someone asked this yesterday. They're like, "Why didn't they just put an episode about wrapping up William's storyline?" I'm like, "Oh my god!"
First of all, Cat McNamara is
That's on the ownership of Arrow for even having the nerve to try that.
that late, yeah, and that was Arrow season 8's biggest mistake of doing the backdoor. But
Yeah.
I get why they had to, because it's a post-crisis story, but at the same time, like, you can't do that as your next to last episode.
Yeah. If they put it in like episode 3, it still would have been annoying, but it would have been 30% less annoying.
I can't believe they didn't wrap up Gotham. Like they didn't do something for Gotham season 5.
Right, yeah, obviously. Well, you both watched the Marvels, Ahsoka, and the Flash movie. I feel like those are the big projects this year. Ahsoka, sure. The Flash movie, almost certainly, even with Tweedledum's controversies. The Marvels, I was on board for a while when the Miss Marvel show ended, but my hype has died off since then. Probably might still go see it, but my hype level from like when that show ended to now is like from there to here. So we'll see. We'll see if I still have motivation to go see it by the time it comes out. But speaking of movies, I did go see John Wick 4 twice.
Oh, how was it?
Fucking amazing. I will say this, a little long in the runtime, but you know how everyone criticized the Batman for its runtime?
Mm-hmm.
This is 7 minutes shorter, and you wouldn't know. It is a little long. There are a couple of scenes that they should have probably trimmed 3 to 5 minutes out of each scene. And the thing is they should have trimmed them out, but they didn't. And you don't sit there going, "Oh, this is taking forever." It is taking forever, but you're glued to the screen during it. And so I'm going to talk spoilers here a little bit if you have not seen it. You know what? I will put in chat spoilers right now, and I will tell you when I am done talking about spoilers, chat, so that you can come back when it's not. Just mute me in the meantime. Okay, so when you see me type back in chat that we're done, that'll mean we're done talking about John Wick. So, do you care about hearing it?
I'm good. I have never seen the movie, so you're good.
Okay, so the best thing about this movie, first of all, is the action in it is so insane that even though you know it's unbelievable that it could actually happen, you still are just mesmerized by the quality of every stunt scene in this. There is a scene they do. There's a few scenes they do. You know what? Where do I start? I'm going to start from... I'm trying to remember which scene. Okay. So the first big set piece they do is in Osaka, Japan. And they do this fight at a hotel. And this fight happens for probably 20 minutes. Throughout the hotel, out in the courtyard of the hotel, up, down, through the hotel. And there's very few scenes in this 20-minute fight where you are sitting there and you're thinking, I wish they would just wrap this up. There's never a minute where you're sitting there and thinking that. You're just sitting there going, holy cow, that's a cool thing I've never seen in a movie. The fight choreography in it was just top tier. I don't know a movie I can ever possibly recommend more than this for fight choreography. the story just continues on from like one large set piece to another with slight interludes in between. But it is basically, I would describe it as like 6 episodes of a TV show with like small little like breaks in between for a few minutes just to catch your breath, get your footing, have them have some dialogue, and then you're off to the next piece. The scene they do at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris is ridiculous. It is completely unrealistic on so many levels, but it's fucking amazing to watch. You know what the Arc de Triomphe is?
What is it?
Okay, so in France, there's this big circle with a thing in the middle, like it's an arc, and it's the road goes around it in a circle. It's like one of those big like circle drive things that Europe loves so much. So it's obviously a big famous thing. They have it's also a busy location because it's, you know, one of the central pieces of Paris. They have a scene where hundreds of hitmen come out to try and kill John Wick at the Arc de Triomphe while they're all just driving around in circles around the Arc de Triomphe. Well, regular traffic is still driving through there. You're telling me if this happened in the real world, there wouldn't be a fucking cop at the corner blocking off the intersection for any traffic getting through ever again. Instead, cars are just zooming through, honking their horns like, hey, get out of my way. And he's throwing fucking stunt people into people's cars as they're driving 40 miles an hour through the arc. The amount of people that got hit by cars in that scene had to be in the double digits.
Oh, good Lord. And they're just like, they're just not even acknowledging it.
Like, it is so ridiculous, and you know, in reality, this could never possibly happen, but it is so amazing, and the pace never slows down enough for you to think, hey, this is ridiculous, because you're busy watching the next amazing thing that happened in the episode, in the scene. Just continues. So they also do a big scene at a nightclub in Berlin, and that one was maybe the least impressive piece, and it was still pretty good, but it also, for me, that was the moment in the movie where if I had to give any criticism, I'd be like, the reality is a little hard to accept on this one. So again, big fight happens. Lots of people shooting at each other, stabbing each other, all this stuff in the middle of a nightclub. None of the partiers ever stopped to be like, the fuck, people are shooting each other. No one. They just continue raving with people dying in front of them, and they just continue partying. Now, I understand drugs is a powerful thing. I understand that. But I don't think there's a drug on this planet that everybody in this club is taking all at the same time that is powerful enough for you to see bodies drop in front of you and just be like, okay, do. Like, no, that's not happening, man. So that was my only time in the entire movie that I was kind of like, this is a step over ridiculous. But it was still entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So we finally get to, what was the next set piece? We did Osaka, we did Berlin, there was multiple Paris set pieces. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, there was another fight in Paris on a staircase. It's a 222-step staircase. They very clearly pointed that out in the in like part of the dialogue in the episode. Mm-hmm. And John has to get to the top of this staircase to take part in a duel for his life. Every like gangster that's basically still alive left in the city is now at that staircase trying to stop him because the guy at the top has put out a $40 million bounty on him. So he has to fight his way up a 222 staircase to the top. And it does not disappoint. There's again, few minutes in this 222 staircase fight, which 2 different times he falls down the stairs, including one of the times where he falls all the way back to the bottom. 2 times that happens. There is almost no point in that fight where you're just kind of like, I kind of wish they'd get to the point of this. You're so fixated on this fight, and I don't understand how they kept up the adrenaline through this movie, and it was constantly just up, and then you'd like have like a little drip, and then more up, and I'm just like, it's insane. I'm telling everyone right now who is listening, I'm assuming most of you already saw it if you're still listening. But if you haven't, like Andy, and you ever plan to see this movie, you have to do it in a theater because it is just so much to watch. I don't think you could watch it on a tablet. Like the detail would be lost on it. Donnie Yen does a scene at one point in it where he punches a guy probably like 11 times in 1 second. Like, his hand movement is just so ridiculous. You wouldn't pick that up watching it on a small screen. It's just, I cannot recommend this movie enough. I said in a tweet on Twitter, John Wick 4 makes John Wick 1, 2, and 3 look mediocre. And John Wick 1, to me, is close to one of the best movies I had seen before. John Wick 1 was a movie I would say, if I really had to grade it down to like tenths of a point, it's somewhere in the 9.7 to 10 range. And this movie made that one seem a little unimpressive. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous on a level I can't explain.
You know what's ridiculous? What's about to happen on April 1st?
What's that?
I will become immortal again.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. You're going to be one of us schleps.
Yeah, if this is actually happening, because I'm just still feeling like, what if he's about to F us over all and just be like, I'm just kidding.
I already thought about the fact that like tomorrow is that day, and Elon is such a shit-faced little troll. I can see him making a post that's going to rage out half or more of Twitter. And then he's going to be at like noon when April Fool's is over, be like, I got you guys. People are like, dude, people like canceled their account over this. Like,
yeah,
I can see him doing that because he is such a piece of shit troll, you know?
I'm just happy I'm still verified on Instagram, which I don't have to pay for that.
Instagram.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? You didn't even know how to use. You didn't even know how to use Instagram stories until I showed you.
I still don't care to use Instagram stories. They're garbage.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, John Wick 4, 10 out of 10. There is. Oh, you know what else I got to talk about in this episode? I called it an episode. They kill off one of the main characters of the franchise early in the movie, and that one hit me a little hard because it was Lance Reddick. And for me to go to a movie like 3 days after he passed away and they kill him off, that hit me for like 10 seconds. Like when he died, I was kind of like, oh fuck. And then, you know, eventually the pace of the movie like distracts you from it and you kind of forget. And it's the first time they've really killed off one of the main characters in the franchise. There's been characters that have come in, had big minutes in the movie, and then are just killed off in that movie. But there's been 3 mainstays in the movie from day one, and he was one of them, and he's the first one they killed off. And yeah. And then the other thing I will say,
sorry,
huge props, massive props to the studio that did this movie. I don't even know who the studio is, but props to them, because you know how hard it is to get a new copy out to the world of your movie on that short of notice. I realize a lot of things are digital this day, but they still had to do it like that fast, because the end of the movie, after the post credit scene, there's an in memoriam for Lance Reddick at the end of it.
Oh, God bless.
He died like 3 days before the movie came out.
Yeah.
For them to go through the effort of making that in time for it to hit the theaters, huge props to that studio. I didn't expect it. You know?
So if you had to rank all the 4 movies as of right now, what would be your ranking? Like
4, 1, 2, 3.
4, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not that 2 and 3 are necessarily that bad, but you have to rank them. You have to pick a favorite, you know?
And are they doing? Have we heard anything about them doing sequel?
John Wick 5? So here's a thing. In the movie, they kill John, but we don't actually see him buried. We just see his tombstone. I had heard a while ago that there was supposed to be a John Wick 5. Like back when they were doing John Wick 4, I had already heard they were supposed to be doing a John Wick 5.
Do you think I would like those movies?
Do you like action movies?
Yeah.
It is about it's basically the story is about a hitman who takes revenge for an act that happens in the first movie, and then every other movie they find a reason for him to have to keep doing it. All he wants to do is retire from this shit. And every movie, a new thing happens that forces him back in.
Oh, it's like a red thread, basically.
A what?
A red thread, like the through line.
Yeah. But yeah, the first movie starts. He's already retired at the start of the first movie, and then something drags him back in, and he just every movie wants it not to go on, and it keeps going on because someone else drags him back in.
Then there's.
I would say watch John Wick 1, and if you're not hooked by the end of that movie, it's not your thing.
Okay. Are you? I know there's a spin-off, like a TV show coming.
Yeah. I'm actually on their Wikipedia page right now, trying to find out about the John Wick 5. Okay, so this is what it says for John Wick 5. It says, in August 2020, Lionsgate CEO John Feltheimer, sorry if I got your name wrong, confirmed that a 5th film was also being developed. It was intended to be shot back-to-back with the 4th installment in early 2021, but in March 21, Lionsgate opted to delay production and move forward with Chapter 4 first. In May 2022, Stolensky, I don't know who that is, it's probably a name that was further up in the article, stated that while Chapter 4 has some conclusion elements in the story, there would be a 5th installment to the franchise. So, sounds like there is going to, in fact, be a 5th installment at some point. Following the release of the 4th movie, the filmmaker stated that he and Reeves wanted to complete some other projects, acknowledging that he would like to gain additional experience as a director before continuing forward with another movie. Stolinsky stated that though chapters 4 and 5 were originally intended to be filmed back-to-back, he didn't feel like he could create two meaningfully successful and separate installments without some time between each project to grow as a filmmaker. Stating that once Chapter 4 is released months later in Japan, he and Reeves will discuss and map out the future of the John Wick movies. He later confirmed that he and Reeves will remain involved in the additional projects of the franchise that are currently in development, though the premise of Chapter 5 is not mapped out yet. That same month, following the financial and critical success of Chapter 4, producer Erica Lee stated that Lionsgate plans on greenlighting a 5th film among is... Sometimes my tongue just doesn't keep up with me. Erica Lee stated that Lionsgate plans to greenlight a 5th film among other projects currently in development. So it looks like there will be a 5th one eventually, but it's being put on the back burner because the director wants to like get more something experience, you know. But yeah, if you watch the first one and you're not hooked in the first one, it's not your type of movie. There's a lot of killing. I will just say that.
Oh, that's. I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Katie McGraw's in a TV show, apparently, I think.
Yes, she is. I saw that the other day. Yeah, Mel Gibson and Katie McGraw are like the only two names I saw on there. Like, originally.
Mel's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I may have to just watch the Katie McGraw series on YouTube or something.
Okay, I am wrapping up John Wick discussion now so that people can get back in here and talk about things they have not seen or have seen. Starting now. All right, so Gotham Knights is a thing that's on television. Did you know?
Yeah, I did know.
Yeah. Have you liked it so far? I know you've already seen the episodes that are out, so you might be rusty trying to remember everything. We're on episode 3. Do you remember? Do you remember episode 3 anymore?
I do remember episode 3, and this is where it's going to start getting a little more interesting, especially for one of the characters. But I am embargoed, so I'm not allowed to say who.
Right. Yes, I understand. There's a lot of things. That's why I'm asking if you remember episode 3, because I don't want you being like, what was in which episode?
Yeah, because they got to a point. It got to because I binged all 6. It got to a point where I'm like, oh no, I don't remember anymore. What things is in what scene? But it's better than I think what people were expecting. Am I right?
Yes, definitely is better than what anyone was expecting, myself included. I had confidence enough that it could be better than I expected, only because I've been proven wrong before by the same people that were like show running this, because they were part of Batwoman, and Batwoman, exceeded my expectations. So I went in knowing that the trailer was not good, but I was willing to give it a look. We're now 3 episodes in, and I would have to say, barring them putting in a Flash season 9 episode 6 and 7 performance, I think they have me through at least the first season. I think they have me right now. It's not amazing, but it is entertaining enough to keep me.
Yeah, I think 6 is going to be your favorite.
Yeah?
Based on knowing you, I think 6 is going to be your favorite.
Okay. I know you're obviously... How do I ask this question with you giving it a fair answer? Because you've seen all 6 episodes, so your whole process is a little diluted. Up until episode 3, who's been your favorite character?
Oh, Carrie.
Okay.
And with a tie, it's Carrie and Harvey.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can understand that. Yeah.
But Colin is really like he's like Colin Bow. He has a place in my heart. Like he is so funny, and he's like I just want to protect him so much. The
brother, right?
Exactly. Who dressed up as a cop and looked like, good Lord.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. Because he walks in and I'm just like, this kid doesn't look like he's out of high school yet, and I'm supposed to believe he's got that facial hair and in a police station. Come on, man.
Well, I was cool, but I was like, because when the first time I watched, I'm like, why are they filming so much on this one extra? And I'm like, no, wait a minute, it's him. It's
you didn't? Oh my goodness! Oh, Andrew. You go back to Andrew now for that.
Did I stop being Andrew?
I've been calling you Andy, I think, most of the night for some reason.
No, that's up to you. I haven't forced anyone to call me anything. But who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Yeah, I would definitely say Robin is probably at the top right now. Um, I still like Duella only because I think Eric says it perfectly when he calls her like Alice Light. And Alice was my favorite on Batwoman. That crazy, you don't know what the hell you're going to get moment from moment personality. I love that unpredictableness of the character. Um, I respect your decision on Harvey, but I mean, he is, as far as I'm aware, the only like really experienced actor on the show. So I do expect him to carry. Like I expect him to be able to take 10, 15 minutes an episode and nail it. Whereas the kids, I am maybe uh, giving them more benefit of the doubt because I know they're not going to have that same experience level. So that's probably maybe why I would say Robin and Duella are like higher because they're younger actors and they're carrying a lot of minutes, and I think they're nailing it. The brother and sister are pretty good. And I'm starting to come around to Turner. I don't think he's great yet, but he's better than episode 1. Episode
Yeah.
1, I would call him the notable weak point of the episode. Episode 2 and 3, I think, because pilots are filmed at a different time, I think they probably gave him some pointers. He went, maybe took a class or two to like hone in on whatever the thing was that they're like, we'd like you to do a little better at this. And it's showing up on screen. I don't know what that one or two things might have been, but I felt like his performance was better. And yeah.
Also, you probably gave him a chance after having filmed, the pilot. He probably got a chance to like discover himself more as in his character. So
Usually, what happens is like they'll after a pilot, they will go back to the actors and just be like, okay, we've we've showed it to like a test group, and these are the readings we got. Here's the one or two things we'd like you to work on by the time we come back. And so a lot of actors, when they get those notes, they'll see it and they'll go and find an acting coach that specializes in whatever that thing is to try and give them a better read of it. Even experienced actors do it all the time. Like, I'm not going to name a name, but there was an actor here in Vancouver. Almost every year they went to go to a different acting coach to get different things. Because
can you tell me in the private chat?
I'll tell you after we're wrapped.
Okay, cool. What do you think of Stephanie?
Okay. I like that. I like the fact that she had Turner's back. I'm curious where her and that guy that like is
Brody.
I don't know what he's supposed to be to her. Like, I get like boyfriend vibes, but not quite that. Like, I don't know what their like long game is with those two, but not. I guess I find her maybe the least interesting of the semi-regulars so far. We'll see though.
Yeah, I like her. She's quippy. She's fun.
But she's not terrible. Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, she's exhausting. Like, there's not a character on the show that I'm like, I don't like that character. There's just a couple that I'm kind of like, they haven't hit that spot for me yet.
Yeah, for me, this is what's so sad about this. It's like, so Brody is the name of the character, the boyfriend character. The fact that I like him more than Cecile is like, oh wow, because he does nothing on the show so far.
I mean, he won major brownie points when he tried to take the hit for Stephanie hacking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think a lot of people up until that point hated his character, and then when he did that, people were like, "Oh," you know, like I don't know what his long-term like thing is on the show, but I think we're gonna probably. I mean, you know better than us, but I think eventually we're gonna see more of him, and he's gonna like slowly
Yes.
start helping the gang.
There is one episode where he
Don't
is
tell us
very.
anything that you're not allowed to say.
And all I can say is that there's an episode coming up where he is paired up with one of the characters for most of the episode, and we get a little deeper into him.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So how do you we know that right now obviously they have one season and that it's 13 episodes.
Yes.
Do you think the current storyline that we have going on with the Court of Owls comes to a conclusion this season?
Yes, I think it's going to come to a conclusion. I think Court of Owls
Okay.
is, or at least this first phase of the Court of Owls, because I think the Court of Owls can definitely like be something that can come back later in, like let's say come back in like a season 4, for example, but like through a different type of segment of Court of Owls, like almost like it's only there could be different divisions of the Court of Owls, like you know.
Sorry, I'm completely just sidetracked by that comment. I know it's from several minutes ago, but I remember it was like when I was talking about Alice Light. Oh God, that scene! The fucking writers, on Batwoman. Every episode, 97% of the episode be good, and then they would just have to put in one thing to give their haters reason to be like hating. Ugh. Okay, sorry, you were saying.
I forgot.
Okay, I do that all the time, especially when people cut me off in mid-sentence.
It's okay.
I personally blame the person in charge of the stream because they're the ones that were like, you know what? Screw what you have to say. I'm going to talk about this post from 11 minutes ago.
But I'm enjoying the show. I'm just waiting for it to get to episode 7 at this point.
Okay. Again, you have to remember episode 3 and 2 in the time frame that they're in.
Okay.
Do you find episode 2 and 3 better than episode 6 and 7 of The Flash? Because those would have been like the comparable time frames.
Definitely better than episode 6. Definitely episode 6. I have to say that. But yeah, I would say maybe they're a little more enjoyable than 7. But that's because 7 is bogged down by Mark and Keone. And
it is amazing that you keep going to that, because I find that part of the episode was on the less terrible side compared to the rest.
Well, see, I mean, I prefer Nicole and Iris and Nia than Keone and.
But that's your preference as opposed to the quality of the episode.
But quality is subjective, though. Like I think I like the storyline with. I think the plot is better. No, why would I have seen the full season? This is not Netflix where they send out the whole season.
He's lying, guys. He was on set filming it.
Yes, I was on. Yeah, somehow I was both in Vancouver and Atlanta at the same time.
Yeah. You're up in Toronto for the Stargirl crossover. Well, all of this was going on.
I don't know anything about that. Sorry.
Whoa.
sorry.
Really? Why?
Because they.
I mean, I realize it's basically a teenage drama show, so I shouldn't be surprised. But can't we just have a show where people can just be friends? Come on.
CW does need more platonic friendships. Oh my
God,
James,
I'm sure.
Okay? Look in the chat.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, I hope everyone is okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's here posting in the chat, so I mean, I yeah. I mean, I don't know what like property damage there might be, but he's still got internet connection and he's still here with us. Everybody in your family okay? Like anybody you know?
No,
Any problems?
are you guys safe?
That's crazy, man. I've never personally experienced a tornado because it's not a thing you really get in like British Columbia. We've had some small like you'll get like funnel spouts in a lake once in a while, which is like a tornado but over a lake, and they kind of don't last very long. We'll get those here once in a while, but we've never had like I think a full on tornado in my lifetime here. I don't think. But hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well, and good to see you in here.
Yeah, keeping you in our thoughts. It's scary. But yeah, I'm enjoying Gotham Knights. Laura goes, anything that Gotham Knights are going to season 4. No, I was saying as an example, like let's say, like I was saying this specifically about the Coral Owl, that like let's say years from now, if there was like another more season of the show,
In season 15 of the show.
Yeah, then somehow Turner Hayes will have aged up to will have grown up into becoming Jensen Ackles, and
Sure.
I don't know, like maybe Brody will have grown up into Jared Padalecki conveniently.
Okay, sure. And which one like grows up into Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
It's probably someone inside the Court of Owls.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Now I'm still stuck in the
Hold on, wait. Duella's a redhead. We're gonna find out she is Irish, and Ruth Connell will play her down the line.
Who's that?
The one that played Rowena.
Oh, is she the witch?
Yes.
Oh, I've seen clips of her. She's funny.
If there is another season of Superman and Lois and Gotham Knights, do you see a crossover? No.
No.
With the younger actor setting up a new show. Nope. I don't think there's any chance of a crossover between these two worlds. They both seem like they're set in their own individual spaces.
Yeah, even the showrunners on Gotham Knights have told me specifically, they're not connected to. They did what Todd Helping should have done.
And came out ahead of time and was like, by the way, we have no connection to anything.
Yeah. And you guys can see that interview on dctpodcast.com. They're super nice people, Chad, James, and Natalie. Yeah, they're definitely not in the Arrowverse.
Do you wanna if you have the link, do you want to put that in the private chat and I can drop it in the
sure.
in the
Give me
main chat?
Give me 1 second. TCTV podcast. Where is it? Oh my god, we have so many videos. There we go. That first one is for Chad and James, and the second one is for Natalie.
Okay, I can only do one at a time, so you're gonna have to wait a second. All right, there is one of the YouTubes, and this is the other of the YouTubes. Are these starting at a particular point? Because I noticed it's got the second counter at the end of it.
Oh, I didn't pick. I didn't know I picked with timestamps.
I think you did because I noticed the second counter at the end of it. You know where it says 2,860 seconds or whatever it is.
Okay, fair enough.
But whatever. I mean, I think most people understand how YouTube works and that you can just scroll back.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's true. There's a way to go back in a video now to the beginning and watch it from the beginning. This is not Twitch, people. I hate that about Twitch, that I cannot just watch from the start of something. It drives me nuts. Yeah, rant over. Speaking of rants, I know there's going to be a touchy topic for you.
Well, no.
Did you see my tweet calling out this like stupid Twitter account? The screen cap I made?
You're gonna have to be way more specific because you call it a lot of Twitter
accounts. It was 7 hours ago.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 15 minutes left until April 1st hits on the East Coast. Will the verification badge disappear or not? Find out in 15 minutes. Let me go see. Oh Christ, that account.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pathetic.
So, yeah, they are. And I'm not going to bring them up here in the chat, by the way, guys, because you don't need to go there.
We're not going to give them any promotion.
I didn't even go to the article. I just saw the headline. I saw someone sent me, first of all, the headline. When I was having the argument about the episode, someone tweeted the quote tweet of it. They're like, like when people are out here like this, and you don't think something or other. I'm like, okay, you know what? There's one asshole in every group. You're right. So this guy did a hit piece job, and I did not read the article. So you can argue the semantics of like, oh, well, you didn't read it. What do you think is in there? I read the fucking byline, and the byline was pretty fucking choppy. Like, there's a guy from some site that literally like 9 people know about, although somehow they've got like fucking 30,000 followers. But I have a hunch I know why, because they cater to a particular brand of people. That did an article, basically, what was the wording they used? Give me a second. They associated the other night's episode of The Flash. Their title was something like The CW's The Flash goes full groomer, pushes multiple objective lies, including trans is beautiful and protect trans kids. This is what their article was about. This wasn't like buried in the 9th paragraph, like anything like that. That was what their objective of the article was about, was this is the Flash trying to push this agenda on people. Not that the whole episode was about some stupid dream sequence and that Keone and Mark were like having a thing and that Nia came to visit Iris because no, that wasn't the takeaway this fucktard got from this. He somehow decided the Flash was trying to push trans agendas on you because Nicole Maines was in the show. So I'm going to ask you a plain, clear, easy to follow question. I already know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways. In the episode, I'll admit I zoned out a few times during the episode. In the episode, was there a point where they had Nia be like, by the way, I'm a trans person?
Never once.
Oh, weird. But because I just saw an article headline like talking about agenda, like what the fuck was this guy on? Like, I understand he's a piece of shit. I looked through his Twitter feed because someone sent me the link to his Twitter feed too. I looked through his Twitter feed and he's a fucking idiot. Like, he is hardcore Catholic. He's looks like to be a moderate Trump supporter. He's a fucking idiot. But how do you make that reach? How? Like,
Yeah, and then I mean the thing is like this article is completely transphobic because they have
Yes.
literally they took screenshots of like they put in photos of Nicole and Dreamer, and they say that they
That
refer to
don't use the
no
name.
nope, no, I'm not gonna say they refer to Nicole's no
You can say
longer
dead
real
name.
name.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a dead name, yeah.
Yeah.
So and that is very transphobic, of course. And I can say that I mean this website can go straight to hell for all. Uh,
If we were not living in the Elon Musk timeline, I would have reported this account.
yeah,
But I know nothing will happen to it right now.
this is the same website that did a hit piece on me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, so
the
you're
same guy.
very familiar. You're very familiar with this guy, then.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I had never really heard. I know you'd told me about that before, and you probably even told me the site, but it
yeah.
wasn't until I saw this one. And I know I'd heard their name before, like kind of just like out there, but not they're not a name I hear a lot. And then this like was dropped on me today. Someone's like, "What about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a shitty person everywhere. This is some fucking nobody on some stupid site." And then, I read more into the author's like Twitter bio, and I'm just like, if I could, and I know saying this on a live chat, probably not the best, but it's not like I'm ever actually going to run into this guy, so what the fuck ever. But if I could legally get away with punching this guy in the face until my hand was tired, I would. Wouldn't think twice about it. Like, this is a shit human being who does not deserve to be anywhere near people. He shouldn't
I
be
agree.
allowed near the internet. He's a fucking piece of shit. And it actually annoys me that he's allowed a space on Twitter. I fucking hate Elon Musk almost solely just because of finding out this guy exists. And there's sincerely worse people than him, but this one is like my trigger moment of the week. And I had to rant about it somewhere today.
No, listen. I God bless because if we
And I
can.
didn't realize it was the same place that like had attacked you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to show it on the screen, but like, I would love to see your reaction to what they were trying to do to me. That I'm like, this is actually hilarious.
Oh, I'm not going to click on their. I'm not giving them the view.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, if you accidentally had like a screen cap of the whole article and sent it to me, maybe accidentally I would read that. But don't give them the clicks. Like that's why I said I didn't read the article on this one. All I had to do was read the byline on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, no, this guy's a piece of shit.
yeah. Uh, it's the people like him they're disgusting. He doesn't
Yeah,
deserve a platform, and
it
hopefully.
is. This is the one thing I'm going to say. It is okay to feel weird about something you don't understand. I do. Like, I have a friend who is trans, and I sincerely have told them before, I'm like, I don't, like, there's things I still don't understand. It's fine. You don't understand some things, but you can't hate someone for it. Like, you can not understand. You can 100% not understand something. I don't understand it because I'm not from there. But to just be like, I can't even think of like the right wording. That like this article is just
They're
it
going
is
out of their way to attack Nicole.
yeah, and it is at a level of aggression that I don't understand how you get there.
Like
Like I said,
I
I
would
looked
call for a
through his
restraining order if
I
I
looked
was
through
her.
his Twitter feed and I saw some of the shit he came out with, like um his like religious stuff. I also found it funny. He's a fan of a hockey team that I hate because they have a guy who's friends with Vladimir Putin on the team. So really funny that he happens to be a fan of that team. All of his stuff on his Twitter feed is about like Catholic everything, and I'm just like, you're accusing a group of grooming children that isn't the Catholic Church? Like, what is the Catholic Church known for? Tell me the first thing you think of when you think of Catholic Church. People in chat, you can do the same thing. I'll tell you the first thing I think of when I hear the Catholic Church. Oh, another molestation charge came up. First thing I think when you tell me Catholic Church. Not that, they believe in God. Not that, it's a group of people that have been around for thousands. No, first thing I ever think is, how many fucking, priests have been outed? And you want to talk about another group out there that you think is grooming anybody? Come on, man. You lost your fight before you started.
Yeah, if I ever see any studio working with this website, I will call them out on it. If they
Fair enough, yeah.
If they get any access to stuff and credentials, I will call out the studio if they ever do that. Because this is this is for the incels on the internet. Good for them.
Oh, 100%. That's what this is. 100%. This is like those YouTube channels that used to shit talk Batwoman. This is the same fans. Same fans follow this. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason
I knew I was gonna rant about this on here today because there was no way I was just gonna leave this to a Twitter tweet. But yeah.
No, it's good. I mean, people need to speak out against people like them. What's so creepy about it is that in this article they go through old tweets of mine from all the way back in 2013. I'm like, that's how far they went.
You know who else did that? West Allen fans when they were trying to get rid of Hartley Sawyer.
Well, I mean, he did say some really, really horrible.
Sure, but the end of the day is people going through tweets from 8 years ago. People 8 years ago aren't generally the same people they are now. There's a few, sure, but most people evolve 6 or 7 times in their lifetime, man.
In this case, the reason that they came after me and these tweets, they were trying to make these tweets I made 8 years ago seem like they were actually bad, but it's no, you're just putting a narrative out there.
Yeah, I can do that just as good as anybody else in the world. I used to destroy people on conversation boards, on hockey conversation boards, when they'd be like, this thing is right, and I'd be like, here's why you're wrong. I would cherry pick the wrong parts of their conversation. I knew they had 2 or 3 valid points, but I wouldn't discuss those valid points. I'd cherry pick the things that I'm like, here's how I can get them. I could do that to these guys all fucking day long. I just don't have the energy to do it anymore. James Gunn got fired from Disney because of old tweets. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot all about that.
And then he got rehired.
Yeah, by a different massive entity. To be fair, James Gunn is just a hard struggling white male who has been having a hard time getting by in the industry. So it's good to see him get a break. Busy man, how you doing? What are you up to today?
I sent you a screenshot.
Okay. On Twitter or here?
On Twitter. I can't send a photo in here.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Holy hell, that's a lot to read. I will read that at a later date, but that is a lot.
But they went absolutely psycho. Like, wait, what
They
happened?
actually wrote an article with your name in it.
And my
Oh my
picture.
god. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was
wait for my article. Where's my article? Why haven't they done an article for me yet?
oh, you know, that, be careful what you wish for. I had so much. I mean,
They probably wouldn't do one about me because they probably have seen my content and they know I would be just as much of an asshole back.
Yeah,
you're kind of an easy target because you won't get too up in there with anyone. You might like snipe back a little bit, but you are not gonna get dirty and like be an asshole to someone like I would.
ladies and gentlemen, it is officially 12:01 a.m. Here on the East Coast. Have I become immoral? Oh, my badge is still there.
I can confirm, people, that Andy is still a blue chick. Guys, Andy is a blue chick, okay? You heard it here first. You cannot prove otherwise.
I will be in Avatar 5.
Yep. He is a blue check mark on Twitter at 12:01 on the 1st of April in the Eastern time zone. Now, here out in the Western time zone, we are still back in March. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's a West Coast thing. Nothing much, man. I recorded a new person of interest and some other stuff. Right on. Way behind on person of interest watching. Gotta catch up. You gotta catch up busy. What's her face? After Show React, she's on to season 2. You gotta catch up. I think you guys started like almost the same time. It's crazy. Andy, will there be a makeup multiverse show? Are you going to do a show about makeup? No, I know what he meant. I know what he meant.
What did he mean? Because I don't understand this at all.
He means, are you guys going to do a show to make up for the one that did not air today?
How will we make up? We like either we're back next Friday, or we're not. Like I don't. How do you?
I think he was asking, will there be another one before Friday to make up for the one that was not on today?
No, that's not gonna happen.
I didn't think. I didn't think so either. I just was putting it there to clarify. Oh yeah, this is something I haven't really talked about, the Jonathan Major stuff, which I don't even know all the details because I didn't read any of the articles. I just saw the headlines. Have you read any of it?
A little bit. I don't know what his legal team are trying to do because those text messages are quite something, and I think that people need to realize that you shouldn't be thinking more about what's going to happen to him as Kang. This who cares about a movie franchise when we've had a woman who's been the A word. We're not getting, it's you need to remember, you need to get your priorities straight. Some people out there
I think you can say the word assaulted on here. I mean, I 10 minutes ago said I would consider punching someone in the face. So if I didn't get the green dollar sign taken down for that, you saying that word's not gonna.
I just don't want to be a pagey, and sorry, things were just getting a little too serious up in here.
Don't pagey my channel, okay?
Yeah, no, I would never. No, but I think that because I've seen people being like, "What's going to happen to Avengers: Kang Dynasty of the multiverse?"
The same stuff happened with Ezra Miller. Same thing happened with Amber Heard. Like every time that something happens with an entertainer, the first thought 80% of the people have isn't like, I can't believe this person did that. I hope the other person's okay. They're kind of like, what does this mean for this thing I really like? Like, I
Yeah.
understand we are all self-centered people. Yeah, I have that thought too, but I wouldn't make that post. It might be in the thought process in my head, but I understand the um what's the word I'm looking for? Tact of not making that the first thing I think about on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked, and this has happened when Chadwick Boseman passed away. People were like, "Who's gonna be the new Black Panther?" Guys,
Oh,
it
I remember.
It
I
was so
remember.
disgusting. Yeah, I am. I think that right now the authorities need to do what they need to do, and they need to investigate this. And I don't understand what his legal team was thinking. Those text messages
I
do
haven't even
not.
read the text messages, but I did see a lot of tweets about people shit talking the text
Well,
messages. So
and they're right, so because it's like this doesn't make him look good at all.
yeah,
And I hope the woman I don't know what the name of her is, but like I hope she is okay amidst all of this, because she is the one we should be concerned for, hoping that she is doing well. Because I'm sure like paparazzi and media are like just swarming her house, like media companies trying to like get interviews or statements from her, and it's like no, like this is this isn't you know it's not this is not an easy thing, and
yeah.
yeah, I hope she's okay. And as someone who, because I have a big sister, she used to work in a women's support group for women who've
Oh yeah,
been assaulted and all those things and so on. So it's like um I can only I'm hoping that that this individual is able to get help and support from her loved ones and from communities and whatnot, because this is not okay. This is not okay. And for me, it's like I could give two craps about if they recast King, I don't care. Like for me, I don't care. It's a movie franchise. They are fictional characters. Grow up, face reality, touch some grass. You know, just remember that real lives matter way more than some stupid movie franchise.
yeah. I
Period.
mean, how many people have been recast in the fucking like superhero world?
Happens all the time.
Yeah, like there's probably 5 or 6 examples. If I ask the chat to name some, they probably can come up with 5 or 6 examples in 2 minutes. So what's the matter? What's the matter? It doesn't. You know what? If tomorrow, like they decided we're recasting, I don't know, Brie Larson for like some other chick, it doesn't fucking matter. Like it doesn't. If the other person does a bad job, then you can criticize then. But until then, it doesn't matter. You know? Yeah, I get baffled by people being just so fixated that somebody has to be the character just because they were already the character before. Edward Norton, there you go, dude who played Rhodey. Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah. Like there's gonna be different people playing Barry Allen in the future. There's gonna be there's gonna be
No, it's
people.
always going to be Grant Gustin. I've heard this.
Okay,
It's
well, I
always going
mean,
to be.
he is the best Flash, so
Yeah, just
uh,
as like you will only ever have Justin Hartley being the Green Arrow. You'll never see someone else be him ever.
yeah, I love Justin
Jonathan
Hartley.
Kent. How did I forget about him already?
The,
I
the, the
just
new the new kid is growing on me.
yeah,
I enjoy him. He seems more natural in this role than the other kid,
yeah,
and people can attack me in the comments if they want to. That's just my opinion.
yeah. I have no problem with him. He's perfectly fine. By the way, what did you think of the storyline with
Sarah Mama.
his girlfriend's dad stealing the truck and his girlfriend like defending the dad and all that? Like I saw
What
so many people get mad about her over that, and just like that is a very natural reaction of a teenager. Remember, she's supposed to be a teenager, even though I think the actress is like 23. This is a very natural reaction of a teenager to finding out her dad's a piece of shit. Is defend
yeah,
them.
I was able to keep up with that arc way more than with any of the Keanu Mark or Cecile stuff in the last couple of weeks.
You're just gonna keep hammering. Did Jordan pay you to attack Mark today?
No, the show messed up. Again, the only thing I liked in the episode with Mark was that when he took off his shirt and he admitted to on camera, "I don't like shirts anyway."
Okay.
Oh, I can't direct to save my life.
Yeah, neither can I. But I think the thing I would have changed would have been, yeah, from a directing standpoint, that's a hard one because you don't have not a lot of say as a director. You can make little individual piece changes, but you're still given the same script.
Yeah,
same actors.
Good Lord, what would I do? Did you mean Eddie? Did you mean write, not direct? Because I would probably just let someone who's a better director and who's an actual director direct. I don't know what I could do.
From a writing standpoint, I would have made the Nia and Iris story centered on a news story that they were following as journalists because they have done that in the past. Besides being baristas,
I would. Here's how I would do. I would episode 6. I would have made a complete Jay and Joan episode, and I would have made episode 7 like CG said about Iris and Nia investigating something in Central City, preferably with exterior, so we could have gotten some photos because CG for some reason he just refused to take photos from 907 because he hates
honestly, I actually was at every location for that episode and shot every location, but I'm just like, fuck the fans of this. I'm not giving them what they want. I'm gonna eat my money instead of like putting it out there and making money off it.
I just remember when there was someone in the comments last time I was here, like, CD, why didn't you go and take photos when I was 7? I think like you chose not to take photos. You're like, they were outside.
I was there in the studio the whole time taking photos. They were even like, do you want us to do something? I'm like, could you like do a scene where like Mark takes his shirt off and like Keone jumps on him? I need that. And they're like, oh, we can work that into the episode. And I'm like, excellent. So they did that for me, and I took photos of it, but I just deleted them when I got home because I'm like, I'm not going to let anyone see these. They're assholes.
He spent a whole day on set in the cold weather, and then just took photos.
Oh no, it was nice and warm. They gave me a nice room to sit in. It was nice and warm.
You got your own trailer.
Heaters around me, huh?
You got your own trailer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, your camera had its own trailer.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the table, being charged. Yeah, but I would have made episode 6 about Jay and Joan, and just fill in those holes about how Jay came from Earth 2 to Earth Prime. Kind of just give a little backstory on that, and then 7 I would have done Iris and Nia, and then episode 8 is probably why I would have done something for Chester, or I would have just that episode would not have existed at all. We would just have started with the Oliver episode and then the final graphic novel. No, I know. Hold on. I would have made 6, the Magical Red Death Part 3, 7 about Nia and Iris, and episode 8 about Jay. There you go. Boom. Amazing.
Okay, here's the problem I have with your ideas. Where's the episode where we watch Mark go shirt shopping and he tries them all on and he's like, no, this one doesn't fit. No, not this one. And he just keeps taking off shirts.
Only if I get to be in the episode with him and he does that element. I'm like, I don't think that shirt is
all of a sudden, you just see Mark rip off the shirt like, no, this one doesn't fit, and all of a sudden you just see a pair of hands behind him, and maybe this one will, and pulling the shirt down over him.
And I would be like, I think you know what, that shirt is tight, but you know what, we could get a tighter shirt. Listen,
Andrew.
listen, I think John Porter is a very beautiful man. I don't care for his character that much, but I think he's. I liked Mark in season 7. I will stand by that because
Yeah.
I remember when they announced Joe Blaine, I was like, please don't make him a Captain Cold wannabe. And thank God that they actually went out of their ways to do something very different. So yeah, but
Well, they made him not wear a shirt.
poor thing. If I end up interviewing him before the series is over, I'll be like, John, you need to explain to me, how did you go out there in cold as Vancouver with that jacket? Like,
you have to ask him specifically about the finale filming when it was -7 out.
Yeah, like is your video live yet on from 9:30?
No.
Okay, when you put it
I just started working on it today.
Okay, do you at any point ever see, like, when he breathes, do you ever see any air coming out, as in like he's freezing his ass off?
Probably. I haven't really rewatched it to look. I'm usually checking to see if the audio is tuned up with the video. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually rewatched it.
Kiana's comment. Also, one dude was like, Andy, why didn't you ask Jeff Johns all the questions that we wanted you to ask about Starbuck and Jay Garrett? Because John Wesley Shipp had already confirmed a year beforehand. Those
I can't believe you screwed over all the fans like that, Andy.
Yeah, I mean,
you're a terrible person. That's all it is, right?
I am. I'm a terrible blue check mark. And that guy.
Yeah, there was also this in this week's episode.
Yeah, I was actually pissed off with Lana. I'm like, this is, like, I felt this was very out of character for her. I'm like, this is just the writers giving.
So here, I think here's the thing. I think this is where that divide of age comes in, because I lived through an era where if you did something like that, if you said that to your parents, you would get slapped for it. But you can't do that to a child now, or else a child cries about it. And
because it's wrong, all right? I mean, can we agree that you shouldn't slap your children?
It's not like she slapped a 6-year-old. Sarah's like 16 or 17 years old. You have the audacity to say that to someone, you should be prepared to be hit for that.
But I think because it's the context that we get out of that, Lana had always said, I never want to become my own mother. And it's like, okay, so not only did she cross a line, but she became the one thing that she had promised her daughter she would never become. Like, we
have a important question in the chat here.
Because your face.
I cannot believe. I apologize to everybody for my co-host and the way he attacked this innocent person asking a simple question about the unprofessionalism of his interviews. I just do not understand how such a revolting comment can come out of someone's mouth.
Oh my God!
I don't know how I will ever financially recover from this.
I just got the gold verified.
Shut up.
No, I didn't. Okay. If my company ends up getting gold verified, I guess I will still be verified. Hey Jordan, why did you come on here?
Jordan's scared to come on because he doesn't want to tell everybody about how much he thought Mark was the hero of this episode.
Oh, Mark, I mean, Jordan, if only you were brave enough to come on here and talk about your hate for Chillcraft that you kept calling him. He was so angry. Here's the thing. At least he's pretty. I think John Core is very pretty. So I
think it'll be fine.
I've heard some good things about it.
How could you have heard anything good about it? No one's seen it yet.
Wait, can you say that? You broke up for a second for me on that last sentence.
I said, how could you say you've heard good things about it? No one's seen it yet.
But you truly got photos.
So you're basing this off of my photos from one scene of an entire episode.
But like I've had some conversations after that.
Oh yeah?
I have.
Tell us more, Andy. Tell us more.
Warner Brothers, I know way too much and I should. Oh my god.
I am sorry, everybody, that my co-host seems to be drinking today.
Yeah, just cola, sugar cola.
Yeah, that's the problem. Too much sugar.
Sugar. Yeah, sure.
Do you cover Titans?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because Kate asked this, and I didn't know if you were covering Titans.
Yes, yes, I have.
Oh, there you go.
If
you can check out Multiverse of Colors review on it in the future.
Yeah, I can't talk about anything right now.
I didn't ask if you could. I just was asking the question for them.
I just appreciate how HBO Max has been taking care of me when it comes to this show for 4 seasons straight. Look what Jordan posted. Look what he just posted in the comments. Jordan, get your ass in here.
I don't know why. I am sending this guy the link, and if he shows up, fine. If he doesn't, we get to trash talk him for the next 38 minutes.
I agree.
Where is this guy? I sent him the link almost 9 seconds ago.
Now it's been almost 20 seconds.
Very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional. Cancelled.
Yep.
Cancel culture. What a thing.
He's probably right now taping on his beard to make it look like he still has a beard. You know it's fake, right?
Yeah, it's Oliver's beard from season 5.
Okay.
When that episode aired, I was like, "Are they actually fucking kidding me?" Like.
I haven't. I know I saw this briefly in my timeline about something to do with Ben Affleck and Wonder Woman, but I didn't read far enough into it, so I can't really say.
What he basically said was Ben Affleck talked about a scene with Wonder Woman where he's saved by Wonder Woman in the Flash movie, and then he said that it was cut, and he said that basically, being like, yeah, she saves me in one scene, and I think Kazi is wondering why would Warner Bros. Allow him to do that. I mean, I don't think they allowed him to. I think he just did.
Right.
And then, if he broke any NDAs with him and so on, then,
he's basically like, what are they going to do? Fire me from any more movies?
Yeah. So it's like, it's not so much about choice, because the thing is, like, they don't go on all these interviews that some of these actors do sometimes. Sometimes, like, like these actors are, they're set up for different people, and the thing was, the interview wasn't specific to promote the Flash. It was just like Flash just came up in conversation. This was a high profile interview. Hi.
Hello, person.
That's me.
This is what's up. This is where all the cool people hang out.
Is it?
Yeah.
On the Ended Multiverse stream.
So what up, party people?
Did you shave?
Huh?
Did you shave?
No. The beard is still there. Did not shave.
It's just taped on.
Yeah, it's taped on. I can just rip it off. Yeah. It blends in. It blends in with the shirt, and
well, it looks like you don't have a neck, though. That's what's so funny.
Just turn it up. There. Is that better?
It still looks like you don't have a neck.
It's so long.
Did you get a haircut?
Oh yeah, it's pretty damn short. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to get the haircut. It's touching my ears on the side. I'm like, nope.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
Yep.
Every time I go to the barber, I'm just like, yeah, just cut it down a bit, but around my ears, like, I want you to basically like almost like shave it off.
Gotcha.
Drives me nuts.
I still don't understand why Andy didn't answer my question, but whatever.
Because your face.
Well, I mean, look, we want you to ask the important, hard-hitting questions, and the fact that you didn't, you're sugarcoating.
So here's the reason why he didn't chainsaw.
Spoilers.
Unprofessionalism.
Oh, it makes a total
Just
sense.
Complete hack.
Mm-hmm.
I have recently been given some information about from a reliable site about what a hack this guy is, and that he has an agenda. Just complete hack.
Are we talking about
Don't say the name.
Multiverse of Color? Is that who
Don't
wrote
you-
it?
Yeah, them. They've been trash talking this guy all day.
Don't you all even dare joke about it.
Yeah, your own site wrote about you.
Yeah. Just like the CC Citizen Media people trash talking Iris.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, that scene was just like Iris traveling to the future. It wasn't like a dream or whatever.
Hoping that she'll fire those people for talking hard.
Yeah, you guys wanted me to come in here and talk about how amazing Chillblaine is. Is that what you wanted?
You talk about my hot chill daddy.
Look, Chill Snore is the worst.
Chill amazing.
Yeah, Chill amazing. He is the worst thing on the Flash ever since Cicada. I joke about Cicada, but Jesus Christ. No, Laura. Now here's the problem. He shouldn't have even been a recurring character. That's the problem. The character is garbage. The character is.
I so disagree with you, but that's fine. I enjoy his character.
Look, I get the point of like you want to watch a guy that has a repeating storyline every fucking episode he's in, where he just keeps repeating the same shit over and over and over, and the writers clearly don't fucking talk to each other. That's fine if you just don't care. But it's like for me, like I want the show to care, and the show just doesn't care right now. It's just like, whatever. Chillblaine's done this over and over. He's done this like 4 or 5 times already this season. Let's just do it again. And have them forgive him again. And it's like, guys, do the writers not fucking talk to each other?
Of course they talk to each other.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it because they keep having him repeat the same shit, Andy. It's always the same shit. You're not Frost. You're not Frost. Why can't you be like Frost? Chillblaine, go away. Go away. This character is terrible.
There is a part of Chillblaine's reaction to all this that I would understand from a person. If you lost the person that like you thought was like your soulmate, then you saw someone exactly like that, they sound like that, just there the next day, it'd be hard for you to disconnect them for a while.
Here's also the other problem. It's a situation that no one is in unless someone has a twin in real life. And here's the thing. Chillblaine should not be on Team Flash. The fact that he's on Team Flash is just beyond like ridiculous. It's all because Barry wants to give him a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th chance. And it's like, he's not a part of Team Flash. He was only in the mix because of Frost. If Frost wasn't in the mix and it was just Caitlin, he would not have been a part of Team Flash or even around them. So I get your point about loss, and they're trying to like find a way to have him handle this because there hasn't been a lot of time since season 8 to season 9 in terms of the timeline of the story and the show. But the thing is that once you've repeated it over and over and over, the same shit with him and him constantly screwing up and then backtracking and then doing it again, I'm sorry, I can't sit there and go, this makes sense. Like at a certain point I go, why is he still here? Why
are you still here?
That's that good point. But what has Chillblaine contributed to the show?
No, I agree. Listen, I think half of this if I had made the cast up for this finals, it would have been Bear, Iris, Chester, Jay, and Joan.
All right, I'm going to answer this super chat while you guys think about the great moments of Chillblain history. Will Barry and Iris, you know what position? Will they do it in? Will Iris have a will Chillblain return? Will Superman get a season 4? Are you Ma? Okay, I'm never Ma. You know that already, Gary.
I am your mother. I'm mom. I'm mama.
Superman season 4, I'd say, is still 50-50. Will Chillblain return? Absolutely he will, because Jordan can't have nice things. And Iris and Barry already did what, because she's pregnant already. How are you doing, Gary? Welcome. You always come in with the most interesting and sometimes traumatizing questions. How's Gary today?
Punctuation is a
I know.
Tool.
When you only have so many letters, because clearly his sentence got cut off there at the end.
Yeah. If you pay for Twitter Blue, you can. Oh wait, that's just on Twitter Blue. That doesn't help any other platform.
I am sorry, everybody, for the paid sponsorship from Mr. Musk up there in the top right corner. Maybe on the right.
You did not just call him Mr. That word.
I'm not the one here promoting Twitter.
That's true.
Let's see. Have I become immortal again? Nope.
He's gonna be refreshing his page 37 times tonight.
Just because I just wanted, is this man actually for real, or are we just?
Oh my god! So I don't know if you guys noticed it. The top that Keone was wearing when they were at the house at the end. I'm just like, who chose that thing? Like it cuts like this way, and I'm kind of like, it looks like someone's leftover rags.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird top.
It was. So
I don't know
weird.
who chose that.
No.
We were talking about it on the Flash podcast last night. And we were like, it's like, why did she go into this grandma style suddenly at the end?
Yeah. Because she's trying to make herself not look like Frost, obviously.
Can we at this point just admit that Keone is Mother Nature, basically, or something?
I think it's going to be something close to that.
Well, people are also saying that it feels like she's going to be like another force or something that they're going to introduce.
Ooh, will she be the mommy, daddy, sister, brother of someone?
Could be. I don't know. I mean, the fact is that
there's a life force theory that Eric brought up.
That's possible. The idea of where she controlled the rain when she was first introduced, and then as soon as her mood changed, she chose herself and not to go back into the machine. The sunshine came out, and then she made it snow. She's freezing things because she's sad. I mean, I feel like it's all tied into that.
Right. Got another Gary question. Oops, not that. That was not Gary's question.
Whoa.
That is Gary's question. I do not know, Gary, because they have not filmed those scenes. And even if they did, I don't think I'd be invited in to know.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm pretty sure they may have filmed these scenes. They may have.
Don't get going on that. West Allen fans demanding the cut. They're going to be like,
release
the deleted scenes.
Release the baby making cut.
Oh, perfect April Fool's scene.
Yes. Tweet out saying,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Guys, everyone in the chat, keep this to yourself.
Tweet out saying, I heard that they cut a scene and release the baby making cut.
Because then everyone's gonna come to me and be like, is he telling the truth? And I'll be like, y'all, it's April 1st.
Well, it's not April 1st.
I need to put out a tweet with a link to a YouTube video that doesn't show the YouTube video, because you know how you can take away the profile screen, talking about this, but it won't be that. It'll be a Rickroll.
It's not April 1st now. Let's see if...
not for 2.5 hours here.
Well, for me it is. Let's see if there's anything popping up on my end.
Oh, I'm sure there is, because it's been April 1st for like 17 hours for some places.
The blue check marks are still here for people, and they're not gone yet.
Not gone yet.
Not gone yet.
Not gone yet.
If he just comes out and is like, just kidding.
I mean, look, like you get people all riled up for nothing. It's fun.
Because like, the fact that like even CNN is just like, nah, we're not gonna pay $1,000 per month for your gold.
No, Eddie, I don't think they would have ever crossed over with Titans.
No.
Two different like styles of shows. I'm actually really surprised Stargirl even is, but it is what it is.
I think Stargirl would have definitely showed up in a season 10.
I think Stargirl.
Yeah, but not Titans. Not Titans.
Stargirl tonally makes more sense for Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it the same Jay Garrick though?
Chain, do you have an answer to this?
I think it's about the doom that came to Gotham. The answer is no. Because they sent this.
He's quitting YouTube.
Yeah, I'm quitting YouTube. Well, they sent the Blu-ray screener about a week ago, and I was gonna get around to it, but then around the time I was thinking about getting to it, I made the decision to not do as much. So I'm like, I mean, I could have reviewed it, but at the same time, they were like, "Well, where's your reaction?" Because I've reacted the last couple. I'm like, no. So I haven't watched it yet.
There you guys heard it first. Chainsaw Reacts doesn't like Batman movies.
There you go. Confirmed.
What a fucking hater.
Yeah.
I know. Who invited this guy?
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
So what have you been up to?
Me?
No, the guy beside you. The guy over your shoulder there.
Over your shoulder. Look fucking over yourself. Jesus.
Nothing. I've been catching up with Star Trek shows.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm caught up now on Star Trek Picard season 3. I binged all of season 1, 2, and up to where 3 is now. Season 3 is amazing. Season 1 and 2.
I've never watched a Star Trek show voluntarily.
Oh. Season 1 and 2 are not great, but season 3 is definitely amazing. But Star Trek Strange New Worlds, a newer show. I actually finished that today. Finally finished the first season.
Iconic.
It just feels great to watch something without thinking, oh, I need to do this for a video. I can watch it on my own. It's my own thing.
No one was ever forcing you to react to anything.
No, I know.
We never wanted you.
Exactly. No one ever wanted me, even though I was here before 95% of these fucking people who do this shit now were even around. I was doing this shit. So, but I mean, it just feels great.
Were you doing it in 240p?
Yeah, no, not that. I actually had. I didn't have that quality.
We go watch his first video. Hold on, we will go watch his first video.
No, we're not watching any of my videos.
We're
not watching any of my videos.
What are you gonna do about it, bitch?
Chainsaw, Eddie has a question for you.
5.
Oh my god, you both are so fucking ridiculous.
I'm just being realistic. Look, 9.6 was like what, a 1 out of 10. Maybe even a 0.5.
It wasn't a 1. It was like a 2.5.
No, that's giving it too much credit. But I mean, look, I enjoyed the Dreamer stuff, and I liked the dream jumping they did. But the Mark and Keone, not the Keone aspect, because Keone, it's unfortunate that Daniel Payne-Baker is put into the mess that dealing with Chillblaine crap. But it's the Chillblaine stuff really brought it down. The only saving grace of the Chillblaine was that I'm leaving for a little bit. Thank God. I know you're going to come back. But is it
next week he is coming back or not? That's the question.
But the audience, but the crowd.
Oh, could you imagine if next week? Could you imagine next week's episode? That those scenes that we see in the trailer is all there is of Grant and Candace in the episode, and the rest of the episode we watch Mark out doing whatever he does during the day when he's not part of Team Flash, where he's a member of the team. We just watch him out there, like shirt shopping, buying groceries.
Look, I will say this: if Chillblaine has a storyline in next week's episode, if he's out on his own, whatever the fuck, I'm going to literally scream. I'm going to fucking get so goddamn bad. I might start throwing shit. I can't stand this character. And
I hate Bebo. If there is even, if you do exist, I need that.
It's going to
next
happen.
week.
No, it's going to happen because it's going to happen because this final season just wants me to critique it and get angry at it. Because even with the Red Death stuff, which could have been so much better, just kept getting brought down by fucking chill crap. I cannot believe that it just getting...
Kata, that's why he has to go shirt shopping, is because he doesn't have a shirt.
Yeah,
try and keep up.
And he needs my assistance. Like, Annie, I don't think the shirt fits me. It's like, nope, it definitely fits you. I think that could be tighter.
Are you watching Gotham Knights?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Okay. Where does Gotham Knights, Superman and Lois, and the Flash rank right now?
First,
first, second, third.
Superman and Lois is above both, clearly.
Right.
I'm loving the hell out of it, even though Andy makes the good points about the Lois Lane stuff is
and I understand. Yeah.
It's questionable, but they're definitely, playing it up, and it's really emotional, and it really is hitting home. But Superman and Lois is crushing it. 2, I got to give it to the Flash, even though I critique it so much in Attack, and because I love the show so much, I want it to be better. Gotham Knights is not the dumpster fire that I thought it would be, but each episode since the pilot has gone down for me personally. Because it's just because the further we get into it, like a perfect example, the further we get into it, the least I'm liking Turner. I just don't really care about his character that much because it feels like we're not really getting development besides what's his name? Harper Rowe's brother.
Cullen?
Yeah, Cullen. He's the only one that has gotten a little bit of an arc so far in terms of like he's developed in terms of like I don't need to be protected by you, sister, because he went in as the undercover cop and all that. I thought that was, okay. So he's doing something on his own and he's like, he doesn't need to prove himself. He feels like he can do this to protect me. But everything else, I'm like, Stephanie, Duella, I don't care. Like I was like, okay, let's just see what happens. And I'll probably still continue to watch it just because of the only intriguing thing besides the Court of Owls stuff is whatever pages that freaking that Carrie Kelly pulled out of the journal. And at the bottom, how will Turner feel?
Yeah.
How will he react? And I'm thinking that does tie into that theory that he is somebody's significance kid that Bruce adopted. So, but other than that, it's blah, But at this point, I'm going to watch all the way through to the end unless they do something so fucking stupid. But I mean,
this is literally what I said earlier. I said the exact same thing. I'm like, they've got me for this season.
Yeah.
Unless they pull a Flash episode 6 and 7.
Well, I mean, look, if they pull something to where there's nothing interesting, I'm done. And then I'll just like look for like people like giving spoilers, and then I'll say, okay, they're doing that. Because at this point, I just need to know: is Turner's parents, are they somebody significant? And that's why he was adopted by Bruce. Who's a part of the Court of Owls? I'm assuming the parents of that boy or whatever that helped Stephanie out. They clearly are Court of Owls. It's fucked. Because I mean, I think that was the casting Andy talked about. Where the guy ends up being a Talon, so I think he's Talon. Because right after they introduce Talon, the next episode he pops up. Quinky dink.
Right.
It's all shit. So yeah. No, Kiata, no, Gotham Knights will not get a season 2 unless it's dirt cheap to make and they don't care. I mean, the show apparently is in demand, so who the fuck knows?
I mean, they'll have to get a season 2 to get to season 15.
Oh, of course.
So yeah,
they're going for that Supernatural record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
We don't have you here though, Busy. Where are you? What's with Busy not being here? Come on.
Probably dealing with all that Patreon nonsense that's going on.
He's trying to record new Person of Interest episodes for me.
That was a show that aired on Netflix, not Netflix, CW. I remember it was like on the CW for Arrow.
CBS.
Well, no, but it was re-airing on maybe that was something else, but there was something on CW for Arrow for a while.
CWC, I think you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about live. It was a live show that aired before Arrow, or maybe it was Flash for a couple of years. I just remember something. No, maybe that was Sunday nights before Supergirl.
You changed your decision like 11 times.
All of this is a fucking blur. It's all blur.
The red blue.
All right, we have some people here that actually know how to write, so they might have an answer for you.
Rewrite a crossover. Crossover to rewrite. Crisis. Clearly,
there's two crises.
I would get rid of Earth X and make a Crisis on the Crime Syndicate.
Yeah, but it would depend on the budget. Would they be able to actually afford?
Well, they would. I mean, most of the Crime Syndicate would be played by, it's basically the same premise. It's just not with,
I get
those type of people. Like Oliver, I would make Oliver Dark Arrow. I would make Supergirl, Superwoman. I would have had Tyler. The only difference, I would have added Tyler in there as Ultraman. And Barry would be Johnny Quick. He would be Johnny Quick. See, do not to be confused with Jesse Quick. Like there's no relation in this context.
All right, so my crossover rewrite would be on Crisis on Infinite Earths. I would have given more screen time to that guy that you see in the window in the scene where Sargon the Sorcerer is robbing the bank, and he's just standing there in the background. That guy should have got more screen time in the episode.
You have a speaking role?
Oh, obviously, yeah. Probably a couple of scenes too.
He would be playing the new Jimmy Olsen. That's the only photographer I know in the DC universe.
Nia Null started out as a photographer.
Oh yeah.
Literally, you just watched an episode with this character this week, and you forgot.
Because that sort of happened on Supergirl.
I forgot that Iris was a barista. Then someone made the joke, why couldn't Iris and Kendra?
I remember that.
They were like, someone said, why?
Was it
like, why could? No, because the joke was people were like, why doesn't Iris and Kendra bond over being baristas?
How many times did Kendra remind us she was a barista?
Every 5 minutes.
Well, how many episodes did season 1 of Legends have?
All of them?
So it's at least 16 times or 17.
I think there was 16.
Hey, you know what's magical? Is that Gotham Knights season 1 is 10 times better than Legends Tomorrow season 1. Boom. Boom.
Wait, what did you say?
Gotham Knights season 1 is 10 times better than Legends Tomorrow season 1.
I disagree. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but it's not 10 times better if it is better. We're also only 3 episodes in, so
yeah.
Although you're 6 episodes in, you're in the future. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
I'm in the future. You guys don't even exist.
He's got flying cars. We just invented the wheel over here.
Andy already knows if he's got a blue check mark because he's from the future.
That's funny.
I mean, you guys don't even exist in the future.
Exactly. We get erased. Yes.
Tuner. Sorry.
Tuner. But I do think it's Court of Owl member, or it might turn into where he's related to the Joker or something. Who knows?
Okay.
It's gonna be something significant.
I saw a few people suggest the Joker, and I'm just like, I don't think they would do that big of a bait and switch on us, especially when we have the Joker's daughter out there. I don't think
she is Joker's daughter, definitely.
Yeah.
That's so far the show, and the creative team have confirmed that. I just, also because if they end up getting to a ship, and then they're like, he's Joker's son. You know how absolutely creepy that's gonna be.
I hope they don't ship them, or they no. Don't need it.
I mean, again, there's people who shipped, Sam and Dean on Supergirl.
Then again, this is the CW, so
like
Riverdale exists, okay?
Yeah, Lois Lane somehow has cancer on the CW, so it's
Well, the thing is, you got to understand is there are a lot of worlds out there, and not all of them have heroes like your dad. and we should just. I broke Andy.
You could have done not even subtle.
Jesus.
I can't even understand what he was trying to say because he was squealing through it.
Mia's perfect comment there just now.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, or the one before that?
Yeah, anything can happen.
Anything
can happen on the CW.
I mean, they have golf, so yeah, anything can happen.
I love seeing those promos. They're hyping the shit out of fucking golf in those promos.
Don't forget, not just golf, but golf run by the Saudis. Like they're in business with the Saudis.
Oh, CW, what a mess.
Yeah. All right, everybody else, we're gonna wrap this up in like a minute. The two of you, you and you, are invited to stay afterwards.
Oh,
okay.
But everybody else, I think we are done here. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I got to wrap this up. I actually have to get up early tomorrow, and it's already almost 10 o'clock. So we're going to do this thing where we say goodbye, and then we will see you in the future, except for Jordan and I, who apparently do not exist in the future.
You do not.
no.
So goodbye forever, everybody, and I will see you in another timeline. Bye.
Verified.